Hello and welcome to The Edge. I am Therese Molyneaux and this is my co-host Sophia Kail. Today's segment will be on character counts. According to the National Education Association, 160,000 teens skip school every day because of bullying. In every community, there's often bullying and negative behavior amongst teens. Character Counts is a national initiative that promotes and fosters positive change in the school environment to better improve results in academic, social, emotional, and character development domains. There are 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship.
Peters Township took on the initiative of Character Counts in our school district 20 years ago. This year, a similar effort to promote a positive and friendly atmosphere in our community, Peters Township also took on Rachel's Challenge. Rachel's Challenge is a program to encourage kindness to create a chain reaction in our school and help to make the world a better place. Peters Township Character Counts works towards the same cause by recognizing individuals who have shown kindness, compassion, and good sportsmanship by awarding them Character Counts Recognition Awards. In Peters Sports, there is a proactive approach on good sportsmanship. Coaches and student athletes are told to the correct ways in which they should act to show kindness to their teammates and the other teams. Whether on the field or in the hallways, Character Counts takes effect by bringing increased attention to character, sportsmanship, kindness, and compassion in students.
Well, we are here today with Dr. Bob Freado, and he was actually the person who brought Character Counts to Peters Township. He is also the executive director at the South Hills Bible Chapel, and he also is working with the the ministry development there. Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Freado.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So as our initial question, we wanted to know, why did you bring Character Counts to Peters Township?
It's really a great story behind how Character Counts got started in Peters Township. I did a graduate project on what's a comprehensive approach to character education, and after earning my doctorate degree, that became publicized in the school district newsletter, and one of the PTA members asked me about it and asked me to actually speak at a regional conference in the area. At that conference, there were a number of other Peters Township residents there, and captured their interest, and they asked, would I be willing to share this vision of promoting character throughout our community at a meeting here of a community group. After doing that, the interest grew. We invited more and more people from the community, shared the vision, and from there, Peters Township Character Counts was born.
So, how can Character Counts help prevent bullying in schools?
That's a great question. The idea behind character education in general is that you want to transform the school culture. Mm-hmm. So in a case like that, when we give attention to character traits and values like kindness and being respectful and being compassionate and caring, we want that to be the overriding atmosphere in a particular school district, or community. So in a sense, it becomes the valued currency as opposed to only things like academic achievement and athletic achievement, but culturally, things like kindness are highly valued.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of kindness and compassion, I know that all ties into Rachel's Challenge. So how is Rachel's Challenge and Character Counts, how does it all connect together?
Character Counts is really a network of community groups. The school district is the centerpiece, of course, and at the same time, one of the things that makes Peters Township Character Counts unique is the networking of various community groups. So what happened with Rachel's Challenge is, with the foundation of Character Counts being here in the community for so long, one of our school administrators had heard about Rachel's Challenge and attended a program and came back inspired to do something here. When she came back, this is Assistant Superintendent Dr. Murphy, when she came back, she knew right where to go as she began to see if she can enlist some support for getting Rachel's Challenge to come here. So there was already an established network through Character Counts. Of course, the school district did much to support it and found a lot of ready partners in the community to help go along with it.
Oh. So Rachel's Challenge and Character Counts both really focus on improvement of the individual to make the community a better place. So why can improving someone's individual self really benefit the community in a positive way?
That's a big question. Being a part of a community requires a responsibility to contribute positively. At least that's an idea that I share. I think in Peters Township we found that many people share that same type of philosophy. So as we began to share the vision of working together to promote good character, to help all of us to be able to contribute positively, to help our community grow in positive ways, and particularly be great models for our youth, we found that whole message and vision fell on fertile ground. Many people responded to that. So the idea behind Character Counts is, parents play the primary role in character development of their children. Schools play an important but secondary and unavoidable role as well. So it makes sense that with other community groups working in partnership, we have the best chance to promote a positive atmosphere in our community, help people to develop well and work together well. So in doing that, we integrated in a comprehensive way. We'd like to see that permeate the atmosphere in our schools, in our homes, in our youth sports, through our interscholastic sports programs, our business community. And Character Counts has done a lot to try to promote any cause that brings the community together to focus on improving the culture in the community.
Okay. So since you brought Character Counts to Peters Township, have you seen any big impact it made on the community?
Well, it's one of those things where that I kind of refer to as everything that matters is not so easily measured.
Yeah.
It's so great that the school district was just named #1 in the state with academic achievement with the PSSAs. That's something that's pretty concrete. We could easily measure that. How do you measure the kind of success that a community character initiative could have? For me, I was always encouraged, as being a part of this initiative in this community for so long, to see when students respond by displaying kindness and how they would respond to an ask for a service project. When you'd see a teacher go the extra mile to help a student.
Yeah.
When you see parents and teachers working together and collaborating to just try to make a situation a little bit better. Those are the kind of things that inspire me. And I would say we could look at some data. Our schools reflect greatly on the community with respect to how successful our students are. Our community has a lot of accolades. Crime is low. There's a lot of civic activity and community service activity going on. So when you look at those things as measures, I don't know what you can attribute to Character Counts, but certainly is integrated to part of the culture of the community.
So how is it decided whether a student deserves a Character Counts award?
The first Character Counts award started in 2000 when Miss America actually came to do a program here, and her platform as being Miss America was anti-bullying. She was a teacher from Hawaii, and so we invited her here. She came here, and there was a big program, and it was a great celebration, and she spoke there. And since her cause was anti-bullying, we made that part of the program. So there were some students who were just being complimented for standing up against bullying. So we decided, let's call some attention to those benevolent actions, those selfless actions. And I always remember there was one young lady who had donated locks of hair to Locks of Love. It just stands out in my mind as from that early program. But in terms of the whole idea of addressing bullying, that's something that is integrated throughout all the schools and throughout all the school programs as well.
So speaking of the award, could parents and teachers also get an award, or is it just students?
Sure. So with respect to how does a student get nominated, people can nominate any community members. Could be students, parents, people who work in the community, if you're just a part of the community. And they can get nominated just by being observed or having something that they do that reflects well on promoting respect, responsibility, and honesty throughout our community. So it can be service, an act of service. It can be an act of kindness. There are charitable things that are acknowledged. So it's not something you apply for. It's something has to be noticed in or about you.
All right. So like I could nominate somebody?
Sure.
Oh, all right.
Or you could be nominated.
Oh.
Right.
So did you, how did you initially become familiar with character counts?
I was in a graduate school classroom at California University, and we had a speaker come and spoke about the idea of character education in general. And I was inspired from there. That person went on to be a mentor for me when I went on to the University of Pittsburgh and started in my doctoral program there. I needed a topic for my dissertation, and I decided to do it on a comprehensive approach to character education. And from there, I was able to, it was very unique that I was able to share what I had learned and what I'd studied with people in the community. And as we referred to earlier, people wanted to be involved in that and just responded really well. So I didn't so much as create it, but shared a vision, and people responded to it. And so many people have contributed, and still to this day, and to sustain it.
Yeah. Are there any other programs in character counts, like Rachel's Challenge? Like, is there any more programs like that?
So the idea of character education is not a program, but yet there are many programs or initiatives or activities or efforts, everything from a teacher's lesson in a classroom to an approach that a coach takes on a sports field, anything that you could do to help to infuse and promote character. But yes, there are many. You referred in your introduction to the 6 pillars of character education. That's from the Josephson Institute for Character Education. That's the national character counts. What we do here is we don't necessarily use that curriculum at all, but I'm sure it's been used somewhere, somehow over the course of the 20 years. So that would just be one example of a program, a prescribed curriculum that can be integrated into a classroom. So the approach we've taken here is sort of homegrown. So as we revise curriculum over the years, there's an intentional effort to integrate character themes throughout that curriculum. So just being intentional and having it as a mindset, so make it a comprehensive approach to be infused into everything we do in the life of the school.
So how does character education help encourage good sportsmanship among student athletes?
I would say it's very dependent upon the role that the coach takes. Say the coach would be the primary example in a case where you're trying to develop sportsmanship and promote sportsmanship. Starts with the school principals, the athletic director, the coaches, the team captains, to take the approach to whatever the sport is or activity. It could be any activity, to perform, to approach it in an honorable way, to give attention to always giving your best effort. What does it mean to be a good sport? How can you play in a way that honors your opponent as well as the game by giving your best effort? So you start to label those things and promote those types of things over and above just winning.
Yes. We are now going to be taking a short break. We will be right back with this segment of The Edge.
Welcome back to The Edge. So why did you feel the need for character counts in our community?
Well, I think there's a need for people to work together to promote good character in every community. There's always work to do in that area for sure, from an individual standpoint and a community standpoint. We never quite reached to the heights we aspire, but for me, I was a younger educator at the time, and you're looking to be inspired in what you do and help to inspire others, and just to make a good contribution to your school, your community. And so for me, I always remember that time as a time when I was in graduate school, and I'll go back to the meeting we had where there was a person speaking on that topic and how that just resonated with me. And so for me, that serves as a benchmark of a time that I responded to something that I had heard and learned. But I believe that was in me and many other educators and people all the time. So the idea of character education is really nothing new. It just puts a framework to it. And what we're able to do here in Peters is find a way to work together and personalize it in a way that's meaningful for us. But it definitely was a point where it added meaning to my work as a teacher and a coach and a principal. And I was glad to be able to participate with others throughout the rest of my career.
So how has Character Counts started a trend for other schools in this area? Were we one of the first schools to bring it in, or were there other schools that had it first?
The idea of character education, again, has been around for a long time, but it saw a resurgence nationally in the 1990s. And in this area in particular, the gentleman to whom I referred, his name was Dr. Henry Huffman. He was an administrator in the Mount Lebanon School District during that time, and they had some great efforts in that district during that time period. He had since retired and gone on to teach at a local university, and I'm not sure what Mount Lebanon has done over the years in character education. But in terms of this area, I could say that as of 2004, when our school district was recognized as a national school, well, McMurray Elementary was recognized as a National School of Character. It was the only one in Pennsylvania and one of only 17 nationally.
Wow.
And then in 2010, as the district's initiative became more collaborative and matured, the district was named the National School District of Character, one of only 2 in the country that had achieved that standard.
Wow. So with character recognition awards, how exactly are the students recognized?
It's really nice. It's kind of simple. A lot of times people don't like to go to recognition programs. They take a long time. So what we do is we send an invitation to the family of family members that are invited as well. And most recently they've been held at the Peters Township Middle School, but they've been held at various other locations throughout our community over the years. Usually filmed for the cable TV show so other people can see it. And they receive a certificate, and the person who nominates the person can actually go onto the stage and then present the certificate, and someone can, one of the representatives from Character Counts will read about what the purpose of the award and why they were nominated. So it's just a nice, simple little ceremony, and it really is meant to call attention as much to the values that are being promoted and the acts that are made and done as the person. So it's a way for the community to celebrate acts of kindness and character in the community.
So how does the approach to character education vary from maybe the high school to the middle school to the elementary school? How is it different based on each different set of grade levels?
That's a great question. So at the in the early years, again, they're just learning the vocabulary, and the teachers are modeling much more at that level. So from an approach standpoint, it's more of an inculcation type of a model, just much like parents, or extension of the parents there. Starting to label behaviors as that's kind, that's unkind, reinforcing what parents are or ought to be teaching at home, right? So as the kids get a little bit older and seek independence and gain independence, they sometimes will have opportunities to do things independently, and sometimes also make mistakes and as well learn from those mistakes as well. But students get more involved and ask more questions as they get older. So in middle school, that's a great, upper elementary and middle school is a great time, because as teachers promote the ideas of character, bring them to life through literature, history, events that are happening currently in society. We're full of opportunities for conversations about those things. You find that students respond by asking a lot of questions, taking positions, being able to have great debates and conversations about those types of things, and actually initiate, whereas you get to the high school, you have students like yourselves initiating responses to things that happen, saying we should do something about something. We don't like how this is, how can we make it better? So that's part of the ways that students have contributed, which is really encouraging when you see that. So when you ask how has it helped the community and how do you know it's successful, really probably the best answer to that is it's successful when you see young people responding in a way that really makes you proud and even challenges us as adults to do better.
So Have parents made any like impact on character counts?
There wouldn't be character counts in Peters Township if it weren't for the parents. So, as I referred to earlier, I was first asked to speak by members of the PTA to a PTA group, and parents have played a tremendous role in not only getting it started, but supporting it throughout and helping it to be sustained. So many people have played leadership roles, large and small, over the years. The PTA is a major contributor to character counts.
So how does the responsibility of an individual, how does that tie in with good character?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. So how does responsibility make someone a better individual?
Another great question. So responsibility is one of the core values. So we take it upon ourselves as teachers, as students, as school administrators, as parents, to do our part as a member of that community. So when any of one of those things break down, we're less than what we could be. So from a responsibility standpoint, we approach that from a developmental standpoint. We ask much less of our preschoolers than we do from our high schoolers. Your level of independence is much greater. So we want to do that in a way that's proportionate to the preparation, right? So, but responsibility is key. The more independence that students have, the more responsibility they have to demonstrate. So it's one of our core values for an important reason.
So how does character counts encourage kids or students to become more responsible and kind, and how does it encourage them to?
So there's not a curriculum that teaches you how to be responsible. It's more like, that's life. Parents again play the primary role there. I think that students, when they're at home, they hear a lot about you need to be responsible, you need to clean your room, you need to do those things. That's just part of being a person, right? In school, it's no different. So as students are given homework responsibilities, they're expected to understand how to prepare, be on time, practice even when you don't feel like practicing. All of those types of things require effort, initiative, and energy, really to benefit not only yourself, but to benefit the team, the school at large. School can't function if people aren't very responsible. Right? And the home gets a little bit chaotic as well.
How does our character education here differ from the national curriculum?
So ours is not based upon any national curriculum. Again, I'll refer back to the Josephson Institute Character Counts. That is a national program. You can buy into that. You can use that prescriptively. We really haven't bought into much that's on a published basis. So we looked at making our approach comprehensive. We want it to be part of every aspect of life in our schools. So from school board policies to curriculum to school handbooks to teachers developing lessons that help to promote and challenge students on those themes. It is much more dynamic and organic in that sense as prescriptive. So it's more of an initiative that's just ongoing, that we would want everyone to approach it with a mindset of helping young people to develop good character, and as with the adults as modeling and promoting good character as well.
So since character counts has been in our community, how did you advertise it? How did you get people to join and be a part of character counts?
There are 3 strategies at the beginning that make for an effective and comprehensive approach to character education. So the leadership component is really important, the involvement of all stakeholders, including students, and developing an effective communications plan. So we set up a routine of meeting monthly, so the community group representatives come together monthly. That's been going on for almost 20 years now. And The recognition awards is part of that communication. It's a way to engage the community to be a part of it. School newsletters, Chamber of Commerce, the Township Council all adopted resolutions over time, renewing their support of character education in our community, and character counts in particular. So, looking at using a varied approach to communication has been important, and really becoming a part of the community. So every year at Community Day, character counts is a part of it.
Yeah.
We hold events like Rallies for America to acknowledge the anniversaries of 9/11. So community-wide programs and things like that keep the name out there.
So you're talking about like people come in every year and meet up for character counts?
Every month.
Every month. Oh. Are those like representatives of it? Are they like teachers, parents?
So really anybody is invited. Teachers have a bit of a hard time because they're always meeting around noon. But teachers have been a huge part of character counts. You don't have to be present at a meeting to be a part of character counts. You guys are being part of character counts right now. So just making that effort to do something positive to promote good character is being a part of it. So those monthly meetings are attended by representatives of the chamber, the police department, the library, parents at large, PTA, administrators, teachers.
Are there a lot of people that come to
Over years, it's really grown. Most recently, there's 25, 30 people there now. Christian Lesnet is one of the people who leads it now. He's one of the main facilitators of the meetings, and they've done a great job recently. They have many community people involved. They have some lunch and share what's going on in the community and various schools. So it's been a successful way to bring the community together.
Unfortunately, we are almost out of time. So in conclusion, Character Counts is a program that helps to create a more positive atmosphere in schools nationwide. Character Counts has become a big part of Peters Township's approach to kindness, compassion, and good sportsmanship throughout the community for the past 20 years. The initiative has encouraged students to better focus on their character by looking out for each other, being better sports, and by setting a prime example of ideal behavior. Students who show a good example in the 6 pillars of character, trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship, will receive a Character Counts Recognition Award.
Over the past 20 years in Character Counts, numerous awards have been given by rewarding students of exemplary behavior. This encourages other students to strive to set a good example in a similar way. Whether they are on the field or in the classroom, Character Counts program brings increased attention on positive behavior by recognizing and promoting improvement in the different pillars of character. When each of us focus on our individual character, it can improve our community as a whole.